These are the facts.
Scientology is mocking up its own threats, as they always do. L. Ron Hubbard wrote, "Anyone who attacks Scientology is a criminal. All you have to do is dig up their crimes to silence them. And if you can't dig up any crimes, manufacture them." That's what Scientology does best. And they've been manufacturing a threat against themselves from Anonymous.
It's explosive, and I'm dealing with a situation in which the Church of Scientology has released a video to all MPs and peers accusing Panorama of staging a demonstration outside one of their offices in London and making a death threat, they call it a terrorist death threat against Scientologists, the BBC accused of terrorism.
Consequences of Panorama's staged event went far beyond fabricated news footage for a television program. That same day, the church receives anonymous terrorist threats sent from an internet cafe a few hundred yards away. A police investigation is underway.
For the record, there is no truth whatsoever in these allegations.
This type of negative publicity can generate animosity and anger and threats.
The church insists its fair game policy of attacking critics is in the past.
Is that the actions of Anonymous, which is a terrorist group. A terrorist group? Yeah, if you look at what they do.
While claiming they are peaceful, in less than 3 weeks, Anonymous members made or encouraged 8,139 harassing or threatening phone calls, 3.6 million malicious emails, 141 million hits against church websites, 10 acts of vandalism, 22 bomb threats, and 8 death threats against members and officials of the Church of Scientology.
But critics say the church may never be able to gain the mainstream acceptance it seeks as long as it remains tethered to the words and ideas of its controversial founder. L. Ron Hubbard left Scientology not only his religious writings, but a series of controversial directives that appear to advocate threats, intimidation, and even attacks against those he regarded as enemies.
Some of Hubbard's writings don't ever defend, always attack. The purpose of the lawsuit is to harass and discourage rather than win. A church enemy may be tricked, sued, or lied to, or destroyed.
They can send private investigators out to your home or to your place of work, talk to your neighbors. They will illicitly try and obtain copies of your phone bills or credit rating. They will try and create problems for you at your place of employment. They will try and sue you. They'll do everything they can try and do to stop you or to silence you.
How do you know?
I know because that's what I used to do.
Frank Oliver runs a digital graphics firm in Miami, but for 4 years he says he was a member of the church's internal security apparatus.
I remember having to make the phone calls to all the phone numbers on someone's phone bill to find out where they had called. These were enemies of the church. You shut them down. You find out what you can about them. You find their weak spot and you expose it. You make it so that they cannot survive or exist. You literally destroy them.
Hannah Whitfield says that since she became a paid consultant to families trying to get loved ones to leave Scientology, she's been the target of intense harassment.
We've had people demonstrate outside our home. We've had leaflets with terrible accusations in them, distributed around our neighborhood, that I'm a murderer, that we're deprogrammers, we torture people, we kidnap them. None of this is true, but it's beside the point.
I think that when we were chasing around Hannah Whitfield, that she was very intimidated by this, very disturbed by it.
Frank Oliver says he spent 3 days on a stakeout of the Whitfields in Los Angeles.
We followed this woman out of her house, we chased her around, we followed her to the airport.
Disseminate, sell books, get people in, and make them into Scientologists. Reach out, disseminate, Sell books, get people in, and make them into Scientologists.